everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for more Ixal daily quests. Today we have moved on to the third tier, where our quests are going to be coming from Dezul Qualan the Prudent. And we have 3 to start out with. To complete this quest, we will need to change our class to Fisher by equipping a fishing rod. Alright then, Dezul Qualan the Prudent requests the aid of a skilled disciple of the hand. Squawk, squawk, featherless one. Squawk, our chieftain speaks highly of you, he does. Squawk, trust you, I don't. Yet trust you I must, Squawk. The Dezul Qualan, a cockpit she needs, a fine cockpit with a fine exterior in bold colors. Squawk, let the Nine's enemies know we come, it shall. Squawk, let our ancestors know we fly once again, it shall. Squawk. Require much care and crafting to do such things, proper equipment one must have. Yet proper equipment I have you not. Squawk, upon favored 9 though does look smile. Such equipment close it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie, watched over by featherless ones such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt. Squawk, squawk. Rotten he is, like fallen apple, like fly-blown corpse. Feed his greed you must, squawk. Feed with Saint Carp, squawk. A moth-craving Saint Carp from River of Curthis. Feed his greed and facilities, yours they shall be. But remember, first his game you must play, materials he must inspect. Approval he must give, squawk, squawk. Okay, so we gotta catch a Saint Carp. You said they prefer moth? So let's check what bait I have available. So that would be moth pupa, I imagine. Okay, got that out. Now let's get on up. Up to Curthis, go fishing for that Saint Carp, and then we can make the delivery over to Templeton, you said. I woke up a little bit late today. I've been watching One Piece for several months now, since like October 2023-ish is when I started. But yeah, I've been watching One Piece for a while, and I hit the Water 7 arc yesterday, so I was up very late. I watched a lot of episodes in one day. It was... Water 7 is very good so far. Good. Wow, it is... I'm at the start of the Midnight Raid. I got to the point where everyone is gathering for the Midnight Raid. On the second night of them being in Water 7. And I'm not going to say anything more than that. If you watch One Piece, you know where I'm at. Oh, it's really good. I think I've got some theories about what exactly is going on, but Water 7 is a fantastic arc, and I was very, very much upset about some of the stuff that happened. Anyways, give me that Saint Carp. You are taking a moment to hook on. Okay, actually, here is a question. Is the Saint Carp... Okay. It is not in our fishing log, so it is a quest-specific fish. And they did say... They said moths. So it would be a moth pupa, right? A moth-craving Saint Carp from River of Curthis. And the quest marker says right here, so maybe it's just a low catch rate? Or a low hook rate for whatever reason? Okay, I'm gonna check my bait bag again, which is the Chocobo saddlebag. Do we have any, like, actual moths? There's entirely a possibility that I just pass right over it and don't notice. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just a big pull. All right then, we got what we need. Let's get over to the observatorium, toss on those gloves. But yeah, I woke up a little bit late today, so we've only got like 7 more minutes until the daily reset. So hopefully I'm able to get in all the quests, or enough of the quests before the reset. Are we going in this one? We're going in this one. Hello there, Templeton. Sure, one might say 'tis better to be here in the, by a warm fire than out in the cold chopping wood with the common folk. But what good is a fire, I ask, without, say, a freshly caught carp to roast over its coals? I have your carp. Why, a freshly caught carp to roast over these coals. How very thoughtful of you. The astrologians will be as pleased as punch. What, you believe these tender morsels for myself? Pah, it pains me to learn that you think so little of good Templeton, my lady. A slice of fat carp on the plates of the right persons, and it won't be long before I'm transferred out of this frozen wasteland to somewhere the sky is blue and the sea is bluer. Very well then, feel free to use the facilities as you see fit, just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. And I suppose you shall be wanting these materials returned as well. Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know, did it appear that I did? Good then. Wink wink. I think I hate this, man. Alright, let's get crafting. So we are making cockpit exterior components. And they do have to be high quality. Okay, you're just gonna make us commit to that now. Fair enough, I guess. There's one. Here will be number 2. And let's get back to the Ecatol 9. And for the first time in the Ixal quest, I think we'll go ahead and cut ahead. Hello, Dezul Qualan, I returned. The parts are here. Squawk, squawk, come, have you with components sought? Or failed, have you, like featherless nuker you are, squawk? No, I've got your components, don't worry about it. Your work, acceptable it is. Perhaps more than, perhaps not. The engineers, pleased they will be, perhaps. Squawk. Bah, squawk, merely one job among many this was. Squawk, squawk, place trust in featherless nuker, I still do not. Yet understand what chieftain does, I may. Or may not, squawk, squawk. You, are very unwilling to commit to your opinions, aren't you? An empty sack cannot hang downright. Dezul Qualan the Prudent requests the aid of a skilled disciple of the hand who is content with keeping her head down and most certainly not asking any questions. Squawk, squawk, the Dezul Qualan, a cockpit she needs. A fine cockpit with a fine stained interior. Squawk, keep cockpit from rotting away in human climes it shall. Squawk. Materials for components I have not. Squawk. Materials for components flown to Observatorium by a carrier of the 9 they were. Awaiting you at Locks of Skyfire he is. Squawk. But a featherless nuker he will not suffer. Whisper the 9 sacred words you must. Whispered once by the very Lady of the Vortex they were. Now fall. Now fall. Now fall. Squawk. With materials in hand, components you must craft. Squawk. Require much care in crafting do such things. Proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. Squawk. Upon favored 9 though, does luck smile. Such equipment close it does lie, at the Observatorium it does lie, watched over by a featherless nuker such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt, a man most ruthless. Squawk, squawk. Cold his blood is, like ice. Feed the fire of his greed you must. Squawk. Feed with pine lumber. Squawk. Scraps from lodge of Timberlord. Scraps from Roitaloin. Feed the fire of his greed, and facilities yours they shall be. Squawk, squawk. But remember, his game you must play. Materials he must inspect. Approval he must give. Squawk. Okay, so we need to pick up lumber from Roitaloin, and we need to get the materials from the carrier, and we need to say, now fall. Need to use Garuda's own line. Fair enough, I guess. Alright then, I suppose I will meet you just north of the Observatorium then. Alright, just north of the Observatorium, we have Roitaloin's lodge over here. There you are, Roitaloin. I believe we've spoken with you before during the botanist quest. Might you have come for the wood scraps? Master Tataramu said someone would be along, but I never expected it would be so soon. The days have become a blur as of late, for the longer I tend to the growing of trees, the less significant mere days, weeks, even moons have become. Prithee tell Master Tataramu that I appreciate his generous donations to the replanting efforts, and that I anticipate his next visit whenever that may be. Ha! Thanks, Tataramu. Got that covered for us. And, hey, respect! He's helping with the replanting efforts as well. That is fantastic. Okay, so your words were... A featherless nuker the not counter sent. Desperate times these are, even for mighty 9. Squirk! God God damn it! I've also been watching. I've been watching Critical Role, specifically Mighty Nine. God damn it! Oh, that wouldn't be funny if it wasn't for the fact that that's actively on my mind. Listen now, Squirk. Goods from homeland I carry. Over mountains high and chasms deep have these items come. For you they have come. Use them well you will, or your throat I shall slit and your blood I shall sip, Squirk. Don't no! It's going to be fine. I am a very skilled culinarian. I will cook these parts up real good. Alright, well, we hit the daily reset. I expected as much. So we'll just have to see what quests become available when we get back. Hello, Templeton. So cold, so bloody goddamn cold. Oh, I do apologize for that unsightly outburst. It is just that it is so goddamn bloody cold. Oh, there I go again. Perhaps it is this nasty temper that has condemned me to a life of frozen privies in a shriveled sack. I don't want to hear about your shriveled sack, sir. Why, if this isn't a neatly tied bundle of lumber scraps? And just as I was beginning to feel the old sack tighten another notch. Again, I don't want to hear about your... Moving on. The Skyways cannot expect a man to risk life and limb guarding priceless crafting materials with his stones drawn up all the way into his belly, now can they? Your selfless generosity has ensured the safety of the facilities for another turn of the sun. Or at least until the lumber scraps are gone. Very well then, feel free to use the facilities as you see fit, just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. Ah, and I suppose you shall be wanting these materials returned as well. Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know, did it appear that I did? Good then. I hate you so much. But seriously, thank you, Tataramu, for getting all this handled for us. This is making it way easier. Alright, setting my keyboard down somewhere else so it doesn't fall off my lap. There's one cockpit interior component. Let's make the other one. Oh. I just realized the implications of the quest name. An empty sack, huh? Alright, Templeton, I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay, then. I mean, there's two possible meanings for that. I'm taking the one that is more insulting for him. Not insulting. The one that he would certainly hate more. So to him, it would be insulting. Hello there, Dezul Qualan. I return, and I hate Templeton, but I have the parts you needed. Squawk, squawk, come, have you with cockpit components thought? Or failed, have you, as I suspected, Squawk? I did not fail, they're right here. Your work, amazing it is. Squawk, amazingly acceptable it is. Yes, Squawk, Squawk. Pains me it does to reach for the hand of featherless one, Squawk. But perhaps this pride, that which held back my kin for so long it is. Perhaps over is the time to dwell on past. A simple dilemma it is not. A simple answer I shall not find, and so place full trust in you, I still cannot. Some trust in you, perhaps. Perhaps not, Squawk. Maybe we'll get them to trust us someday. Okay. If I was just a little bit faster, we could have done all 5 quests in one group. If I was just a little bit faster, we could have done all 5. Oh well, I do have several deliverance quests I need to do, so it's fine. Hot Cross Buns. Dezul Qualan the Pruder requests the aid of a skilled disciple of the hand tackling a particularly sticky wicket. Squawk squawk, the Dezul Qualan ballast she needs. Fine ballast to see her back to land. Fine ballast to see her back to sea. Fine ballast filled with spirits of wine, Squawk. Keep ballast from turning to ice it shall. Squawk? Materials for components I have not, Squawk. Materials for components purchased by tiny Tataramu they were. From a featherless peddler at the observatorium they were. Awaiting your arrival, peddling nuker is. Squawk squawk? Once in hand, crafts components you must. Squawk! Require much care in crafting to do such things. Proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. Squawk! Such equipment, though, close it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie, watched over by a featherless one such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt, yet a man most bumbling, Squawk squawk? To expose his wrongdoings are, help hide his trickery you must. Help cover his featherless arse you must. Squawk! Cover with beard of croc, Squawk. Beard of Skyfire croc. With shearing knife yours it shall be, Squawk. Cover is ours and facilities yours they shall be. Fail and gone they shall be. Squawk, squawk. Materials he must inspect. Approval he must give. Appearances we must keep. Squawk. Okay, so I'm very curious what his wrongdoing that we're covering is. But for now, so we need to shear a beard from a feral croc. Do we need to be a combat class for that? We might have to. So in the interest of safety, let's switch over to white mage. Just so that we are ready in case we do need to be a combat class to get at that croc. Let's go for the croc first, I think. Okay, they should be just up here. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. This is so dumb. It worked! Okay. Let's get out our frying pan and go get cooking. It continues to be incredibly stupid and entertaining, though. You can just cook up these airship parts. Here to toss the snow with a winter drunk sutler. Sorry, lass, but I haven't the time for fun today. I'm waiting on a swiving little rotter who's supposed to be here hell's bells ago to take on a package of questionable questionables. Oh, you're the swiving little rotter. Well then, pardon the lack of a proper greeting, but I'm not holding on to this pile of bird shite any longer. Take it away quick before they call the nights over and have you arrested for possession of unholy idols. And tell that Tatarama who can shove any future delivery straight up his windward passage. Oh dear. Let's get this done, and then get the heck out of the observatorium. Oh dear. Do you ever wonder why I'm always standing? It's because everything in this frozen hell is colder than a heretic's heart, that's why. Anywhere I sit, I'm likely to freeze my royal arse right off. And I've grown quite attached to her rosy highness as of late. You just want a seat covering. Or an ass covering. Why, how convenient, a feral crocbeard. Did you know these whiskers can be woven into a cloth that will protect the buttocks from cold? I suppose it could protect other parts of one's person from cold as well, but an arse can be easily susceptible to wintry climes. Very well then, you are free to use the facilities here as you see fit, just try not to damage anything. And same as always. Okay, let's get crafting. So we are making ballast components. And let's go make that delivery. Back to Dezul Qualan. Hello there, Dezul Qualan. I return with the ballast component you needed. Squawk, squawk! Waited over long I have. Ballast component or disappointment do you bring? Squawk? I wasn't gone that long. The component, squawk, and of a quality it is. Cease to amaze you do not, featherless one. Therefore, cease to request aid we shall not. Squawk, quack, 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 quack. An Ixal joke that was. Feel free to laugh you are. Go on, squawk! Well, at least they are starting to trust us. Alright, last one before we have to wait for a reset to bring a long way to the top back around. Simply the Biast. Dezul Qualan the Prudent requests the aid of a disciple of the hand, and according to the faction knock counter, you are the only featherless one he trusts with a task. Squawk, squawk! Featherless one, your hands, they are soft. Why you must rely on clumsy weapons, herein lies reason. Ixal claws superior in battle do they make us, yet same claws in crafting inferior do they render us. Squawk, squawk! The Dezul Qualan, an instrument panel she needs. A fine panel treated with fine oils. Squawk! Keep cogs whirring they shall, keep gears grinding they shall. Squawk! Require much care in crafting do such things. Proper equipment one must have. Your proper equipment have you not, Squawk? In the hands of the wicked it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie. Watched over by featherless ones such as you. Templeton, a man most malfeasant, squawk, squawk. Lusty for coin he is, lusty like Gul'dan, lusty like beggar. Scratch his lusty itch you must. Squawk, scratch with Biast Claw. Squawk, Biast Claw from Monsters in the West. Scratch his lusty itch and facilities yours they shall be. But remember, first his game you must play, materials he must inspect. Approval he must give, squawk squawk. Okay. Back to the observatorium so we can hunt a Biast. Alright, west of the observatorium we can head over here to find the Biast we need. But we're going to need to switch over to combat, so White Mage it is. White Mage is my only job below level 55 at this moment, which is why I'm using it a lot. It'll get caught up in due time, and then we'll be back to switching through all the jobs. Okay then, let's go get crafting. That was nice and easy. Get out my trusty frying pan. After all, we are going to be cooking an instrument panel. The joke will never get old to me. Okay, Templeton. I hate you, sir. Oh, whatever will I do? Without that Biast Claw, whatever will I do? You will take the Biast Claw and look the other way while I craft here. Why, if it isn't a Biast Claw, how apropos. How apropos. Me minus that appendage would have left me stuck in a pickle without a paddle, or something like that. You see, I promised a certain settler I'd sell him one, before recalling I had a little talent slaying things and such. And hence my dilemma. Without that claw, not only would I appear the fool in the eyes of that swiping settler, but I'd also be forced to use my own coin to purchase that cask of red I'm having delivered later this evening. But lo, my dilemma is solved. Very well then, you are free to use the facilities here as you see fit. Just try not to damage anything, and yeah, same as always. Okay, so we are making instrument panel components. Just need to make the one. And then back to Dezul Qualan to finish this quest off. Hello there, Dezul Qualan, I return. Squawk squawk, for the components I wait, for excuses I do not. Money, time is. Squawk. I have your components right here. Squawk, yet another sound piece you bring, yet confounded I remain. Mistrust the featherless ones we did, for so long we did. In our hearts much hate do we still harbor. Despite recent relations do we still harbor. Squawk. Yet still your hand you lend, your judgment you refuse. Squawk, to recognize this quality within you wise was the chieftain. Squawk. Why, it is at the chieftain he is, and but counter of knots I remain. Well, I'm hoping that maybe someday the relationship between the Gradanians and the Ixal can improve even further. I would love to see an end to the hostilities. Okay, one more daily, which is a long way to the top. I'll be back when that has appeared, and I have a lot of deliverances to do in the meantime. Be back in a bit. Alright, I am back, and the last of the dailies is now available. A long way to the top. Dezul Qualan the Prudent requests the aid of a disciple of the hand with sufficient elbow grease to see her smoothly through a difficult task. Squawk squawk! Dezul Mayen the Steady. Comes he does, soon he does. Looking for imperfections he is. Looking for blood he is. My blood he is. If my blood he has, your blood I claim. Squawk squawk, now the Dezul Qualan and aerodynamo she needs. A fine dynamo with fine lubricant. Squawk. Keep the internal gyroscope gyrating, they shall. Keep flyers from falling, they shall. Squawk. Require extreme care in crafting, do such things. The Steady is watching, he is. Proper equipment one must have. Yet proper equipment have you not. Squawk, in the hands of the slothful it does rest. At the observatorium it does rest, watched over by featherless ones such as you. Templeton, a man most corrupt, a man most indolent. Squawk squawk. Idle he lies. Like a swine in the sty he lies. Like a corpse in a crypt he lies. Tempt this shiftless sluggard you must. Squawk. Tempt him with a promise of eternal indolence. Tempt him with your willingness to work, and facilities yours they shall be. But remember, first his game you must play, materials he must inspect. Approval he must give, squawk squawk. Alright then, off to meet with Templeton once again. Alright, hello there Templeton. I hear you have materials for me. What can I do to convince you to give them to me? Another shifty-eyed adventurer here to take advantage of poor Templeton, are we? Well, I'll have you know I'm a veritable rock. Unmoved by the ungentlemanly jostlings of the world's ne'er-do-wells, unbroken by the pounding pleas of hollow-hearted heels. Unless there is something in it for me, of course. A rolling stone gathers no moss, but why would I want moss when I could have things? And one thing I could use right now is a pair of healthy adventurer legs to carry this important timetable up an ungodly amount of stairs. Though I suppose a pair would be two things. Semantics. Present the document to Josiah at the apex of the astroscope tower, and return with your signature so that I may know that you did not simply run over to the pub and kill a bell or three. What? Where's the trust? I did not get to where I am today by placing my faith in every vagrant and vagabond that came rap-a-tap-tapping at my door. Alright, fine. We'll make your delivery for you. We'll get the proof that it was delivered. And then you're gonna let us do some crafting, right? Okay, we could just fly up, but let's run all the way up the stairs. No, you know what? If he's too lazy to do it himself, I'm not taking the stairs either. Whee! Okay, where's that entrance? There we go. And there you are, Josiah. An unknown face, or perhaps simply a face forgotten. Far too many people pass through the tower to remember all of them. Have you business with me? We have met before, Josiah. You helped me when I was looking for... you know what? No, never mind. I have a timetable for you. Despite the effort put into meticulously scheduling the scores of flights throughout the realm, the sad truth is that each and every airship will more than likely both arrive and depart late. Unfortunate. Ah, the timetable I requested. I was beginning to wonder when that do-nothing dullard from the Skyways would bring it to me. And why does it not surprise me that he found someone to seize to the task for him? You say he wants my signature as proof of your delivery? Absolutely not. Who knows what he'll use it for? Not leaving, are you? Very well then. I shall sign, but with my offhand, and only my initials. Now off with you. Fair enough. Very fair enough. You know what? Fear of heights be damned. I simply did not look at the screen, and it worked wonderfully. Okay, but I was not aware Templeton is actually from the Skyways. That would explain how we have his supports. That would also explain his outfit, to be honest. You didn't actually walk up all those stairs, did you? No, we didn't. A signature denoting the fact that Josie has received a copy of the current Highwind Skyways timetable. Alright, fair enough. You did, didn't you? And here I was already to let you use the facilities anyway. Go on then, get at it. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. Alright, and the rest is the same. You are going to let me use them anyway. Oh my god, I hate you so much. You're awful. Okay, so we need to do... There it is. Aerodynamo. I need the goddamn gloves on again. I always forget. Alright, well, there's our aerodynamo component. Let's get back to Dezul Qualan, make the delivery, and then I think we're not quite ready for the... to advance to the next tier yet. I think I still need to get a little bit more reputation from doing the Deliverance quest. Yeah, I think one or two more should do it. Hello there, Dezul Qualan. I return with your delivery. Squawk, the aerodynamo component you have completed. Inspect first I must. My neck. Our necks are in danger they are, Squawk. Alright, here it is for inspection. Passable your work is. Pleased Dezul will be. Saved our necks are. Headed you may remain. For now, Squawk. Alright, fair enough. Okay, how many more deliverances do I need to do? 2. Looks like just 2. Alright then, I'll be back in 2 days to finish off this tier. Alright, I am back. My reputation is maxed out. I've got all the moonstones I want for the moment. Hello, Dezul Totolak. Dezul has another request that requires a featherless one's touch. Squawk, have need of Satora's help, Dezul does. So close we are, taking shape before our very eyes, Dezul Qualan is. Hull for body, engine for heart, next fashion muscle to transfer power to wings we must. Developed by featherless ones, beryllium technology was. Very advanced, first Ixal in history to design and build our own engine we are. Function perfectly main engine components do. Flawless was Tataramu's design, and abundance of materials for upcoming tasks we have. But tiny problem there is. Maybe not so tiny, Squawk. Machine tool for cutting transmission parts we have not. Many intricate gears and cogs harness power produced by engine. Propulsion system they do. With one precision gear wheel, then make lathe to grind such parts we could. Our best hope, Satora, is beg, borrow, steal, but have that gear wheel we must. Only featherless ones have item we seek. Rest on Satora's shoulders, fate of Dezul Qualan does. Okay, so you need a precision gear wheel so you can make the rest of the parts for making the transmission. Got it. I was listening in on Dezul's lamentations. 'Twould seem we are in need of a new lathe, or failing that, a part that will allow us to build one. A gear wheel such as the one we seek must be of the highest degree of workmanship. Should it be warped by even the smallest fraction, that imperfection will be reflected in the turning of the lathe and make the crafting of precision components impossible. No, it must be one made to extremely exacting specifications. I speak of the difference of a single hair's width here. In the entire realm of Eorzea, I could count on the fingers of one hand the master artisans who are capable of forging such a piece. And even should we be so fortunate as to secure the services of such a talented individual, we must consider the time it would take to craft the gear wheel. Our project might languish for weeks, if not months. It would be far better if we were to worry to focus on obtaining an existing gear wheel, and then somehow convincing the owner to part with it. A lathe. Now where have I seen a lathe before? Ah yes, I have vague memories of seeing one in my grandfather's workshop, which was somewhere outside the city. Satora, that's it. You must return to Gridania and speak with Coulson once more. He's been with Highwind Skyway since the beginning. If anyone were to know what's become of my grandfather's lathe, 'twould be Coulson. He will likely be in or around the Carline Canopy. The old man is never far from the airships when not attending to business. Alright then, let's go meet up with Coulson then. I'm sure he'll be very happy to hear Tataramu is doing well and continuing his efforts that Coulson doesn't seem to approve of. Alright, where in the Carline Canopy could he be? It looks like probably out watching the airships themselves? There you are. Good view from up here. Yes, I remember you. My eyesight may be failing, but my mind is yet sharp, thank you very much. You're the last Master Tataramu employed as his delivery girl. Surely the materials I provided you were sufficient, yes? Oh, they were. We need something else now. The young master wishes to know what became of the lathe from his grandfather's workshop. Well, now that does bring back memories. It must be nigh on 50 years ago now that I began my apprenticeship with Tatanora, a famous adventurer and businessman. I still recall the day he conceived his revolutionary enterprise. He proposed the idea of building passenger balloons that shared the principle, if not the purpose, of Ixali dirigibles. His company was the very first air travel service in the realm and marked the birth of Highwind Skyways. Of course, it was not until around 30 years later, when Sid Garland brought airship technology to Eorzea, the flights between cities became a regular occurrence. Those were the days, though. If I close my eyes, I can still see the workshop. Can still hear our excited optimism as Tatanora and I worked tirelessly on the construction of that first balloon. Pray excuse an old man his reminiscing. What were we speaking of? Ah yes, lathes. I believe the lathe Master Tataramu refers to was one we used in the old Falgord workshop. But I'm afraid the place was shut down and dismantled for lumber after Tatabaru assumed management of the company. It was the end of an era, after all. I wonder if there are any still in Falgord who remember that time. Perhaps you might try speaking with the employees of the Bob and Cork. Okay then, back to Falgord Float then. See if we can't find anyone who remembers where that lathe may have ended up. Alright, made it back to the Bob and Cork here at Falgord Float. Hello there, Eluin. Do you know anyone who may have been around 50 or so years ago? Welcome to the Bob and Cork, friend. Will you be needing a room? No? You've come for a drink and some gossip then. Indeed. A lathe? I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the term. Some manner of tool from the old Skyways workshop that used to stand here in Falgord? A pity our previous owner has moved on. 10 years I worked here, but never have I heard talk of any such workshop. Well, I may know not of any lathe, but we do have a mountain of unclaimed possessions that we've been adding to since the dawn of bloody time. The inn has the largest storeroom in town, you see, and it's the favored reliquary for all manner of unwanted or forgotten artifacts that once belonged to either residents or customers. Only just this morning I thought to clear some space by throwing away the oldest and dustiest relics. You are more than welcome to sift through the pile outside and take whatever you wish. Okay, the oldest and dustiest are outside in the trash. Let's hope that didn't damage it. But, looks like it was in fact right here, in the inn, the entire time. Satora, is that what I think it is? Well, hello, Tataramu. The gear wheel from the lathe. I came to Fallgord on the barest of remembrances, but I'm certainly glad I did. The workshop itself is gone, but some things are too precious to simply fling onto a midden heap. One of the artisans must have saved it. My grandfather was always well respected, you see, and even in his later years he would take me to see the workers practicing their trade. Listen well, Tataramu, he would say. Coin has its uses, but aught of true value is bought with passion and persistence. To reach the highest skies, you must spread your wings and soar. His words of wisdom were as the sweetest lullabies to me as a child. 'Twas likely his influence that encouraged me to pursue my love of airship design. What's this? The face of the gear wheel is engraved with a dedication of some kind. For my dear friend Dezul Qualan, on these wings I pledge our everlasting bond. Tatanora. But this would mean... Satora, let us return to Ixal and deliver this treasure to Dezul without delay. There are certain questions to which our Ixal colleague may hold the answers. Well, now that's a twist indeed. Alright, Dezul, we've got some questions. Just who is this Dezul Qualan? I think we're about to learn some very interesting things. The friend grandfather names on that gear wheel. Surely it cannot be coincidence. No, I don't think it is. Squawk! Nervously waiting for Satora's return, Dezul was. Releasing decidedly unblessed wind, bells were. Don't want to hear about your stress farts, but thank you. Ka! Yes, exactly what we need this gear wheel is. Good. Edging much closer to reality dream of Dezul Qualan is. Dezul, there is something I would ask you. Pale Tataramu looks. Nervous belly like Dezul. Ask permission to use latrine trench. Tataramu need not. No, perhaps you should just read the inscription on the gear wheel. Inscription? See tiny words Dezul did not. For my dear friend Dezul Qualan, on these wings I pledge our everlasting bond, Tatanora. Tatanora is my grandsire. He is the man who founded Highwind Skyways 46 years ago, and I'm fairly certain we've all heard that second name before. Ka, squawk! Care to share the source of your amusement, Dezul? Too perfect it is! Destined to fall into our hands this gear wheel was. Dezul Qualan, outcast and genius, first chief of Ixal 9, master balloon maker, and Dezul's respected mentor. Your mentor? Then the name of our hybrid airship. Yes, one and same. Think of better way to honor Chief's memory, Dezul could not. Then it was true. Squawk? I speak of an old rumor. 'Twas said that grandfather's company was built on his appropriation of Beastman aeronautics. That all the balloons he flew were not more than base imitations of Ixali-made vessels. 'Tis a rumor that was officially denied, and any mention has been thoroughly expunged from written records on the assertion that even unfounded claims of stolen Beastman technology would unduly harm Highwind Skyway's reputation. I had thought it merely the rumblings of rivals sick with envy at grandfather's success. Yes, envy it was, Squawk! Envy that led your ancestors to steal our genius. Thieves and liars. Dezul, Akaka, pulling Tatarabu's tail feather, Dezul was. Judging by words on gear wheel, stolen from us, this knowledge was not. Friends they were, shared craft with Tataramu's grandfather, Dezul Qualan did. See it clearly, Dezul can. Two dreamers gazing into vast sky, one feathered and one not. Not so different our past and present, eh? Fate has had a hand in our meeting, it would seem. I am honored to continue the friendship our elders began, Dezul Totolak. Squawk! Dust in Dezul's eye there is. Back to work, swiftly now, or find tongue shortened on new lathe Tataramu will. I love the Ixal quests, they're so good! That is such a good reveal. Thanks to our diligent efforts, Dezul's crew can now use their new lathe to craft the gears and cogs that will transfer power from the engine to the wings. Continue assisting the Ecatol 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. Alright, we've reached the next tier. We've learned a very critical piece of history that's been buried by Highwind Skyways. And we move ever closer to completing the airship. Now it's not just a matter of helping out a group of friends. Now it's a matter of making sure an old dream comes true. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV? Let's see. I believe we are doing more crossover and other seasonal event catch-up. But after that, time to check in on an old Inspector friend. I'll see everyone next time for that.